Hello. So beautiful to be here with you all. Uh, I just thought I would allow the kundalini to flow out the throat chakra today to give a little bit of a life update. Um, I don't know what channel this will be on, but I just wanted to say that I've been going through a lot of pain lately. Um, a lot of blockage in my throat, in the back of my neck and head, where I fell 10 months ago. And it's been a really, really hard 10 months. I feel like when I fell, my whole body just clenched, tightened up, and it just like wouldn't let go. And I've just been working so hard over the last 10 months on healing and relaxing. And of course, it's not like you're working hard, it's more of you're just learning how to relax and melt and open in a deeper way than you ever knew how before. To like let the one that's clenching to start to feel safe so that he can let go and let flow happen. And it's been really frustrating. It's been draining. It's been humbling. Um, it's made me sad a lot, really sad. You feel just so restricted when there's so much fear grabbing in your body. You feel like the kundalini just can't flow, and so your full expression just can't come forward. You almost just, lately I've just been feeling like I just want to kind of dissolve and melt and disappear into myself, you know? Just feeling like you just need to stay small. Fear is hard to learn from, it's hard to integrate. And I know the fall, that this isn't just all because of the fall. Who knows how much I even hurt myself or didn't even hurt myself. Maybe the fall just triggered something that was this layer, this deep, deep layer of fear that was already in my body, you know? Maybe this was just an orchestration by the divine to really help me come into contact with there's a scared little child in me. There's this like wounded inner child that's been here the whole time, you know? And the fall was just a way for me to access this part of me that needed to be seen, that needed to be loved, that needed to be told over and over again for 10 months straight. Every day, you're safe, I love you, it's okay, I see you, and I care, you know? Just really coming into like this oneness. My hands, I'm noticing, are just doing this automatically, coming into oneness with this part of myself that maybe I've forgot about until the kundalini in life told me I can't just keep this part of me in a dungeon locked away, that now I have to see it and integrate it. And it's just been really hard to not feel like you have your full self anymore to offer, you know, to feel like just so drained like these last 10 months. I mean, I don't, of course, from a God perspective, I can see, oh my God, the things I'm going to be able to teach others, the things I'm learning every day through all this pain and suffering and frustration and blockages and fear and contracting and holding all this. But going through it and just like not being able to show up, like there's just been no joy, you know? Like I've had it here and there. I've tasted joy here and there. I've tasted an open heart here and there. But it just hasn't been a consistent, steady thing. There hasn't been a consistent, steady flow. It's more just been a consistent, steady dose of pain and blockage and learning how to relax into that and melt into that and open. And yeah, it's really brought me to these places I didn't think that this journey would take me. It's so unpredictable, awakening. Just awakening in general, but kundalini, all of it. You think you think you kind of know whatever, and then it just goes. I just want this inner child to know, like, that I love it so much. I love him so much. And that I'm just sorry for abandoning him, for not making him feel safe, for not speaking up for him, for not knowing how to love him. And so that's what my life is now, is like re-educating these parts of myself. So that they know that they're here, they're welcome to be here, that it's okay if they feel afraid, if they feel sad, if they feel depressed, if they feel whatever, blah. It's okay, and that I'm willing to let go of all of my egoic desires to be here for this one, to be here for the fearful one within. And we're on his timeline, we're on God's timeline, and letting go into the realization that that's actually the perfect timeline. My ego had all these timelines, it thought by now I'd have this whatever, it thought it had this whole picture of what spiritual awakening was and how it was going to use it to enhance its experience of life. And it's beautiful to be in flow, to be creating, to be expanding. But you learn that God has her own timeline for you, and that timeline is actually perfect. When I look back at these last 10 months, it's actually perfect in a lot of ways, because I needed this foundation. I needed to learn how to heal. I needed to learn how to sit with a lot of these feelings I've sat with. It's brought about so much depth and freedom and liberation, and I've been just being real with you guys. I've been sitting in hell, pretty much for 10 months. And like I said, I've had moments of expansiveness and joy. But the main flavor of life has been hell and stuck and some boredom and irritation and just pain and suffering. And it's been kind of beautiful in some ways, because I've learned how to be free within that. There's this place of freedom and peace even within hell and blockage, stuckness. So, yeah. Yeah, there's just a big wound here, a big fucking wound, right here. I wish I could show you more, but whatever. You got a back of my neck, bottom of my skull, just a big wound. And then when you really surrender and feel into it, it just goes everywhere. A big, big wound. But like I was saying, these last 10 months, if I wouldn't have fell, like that, I don't know if I hurt myself when I fell, maybe a little, but I think it was more or less just a trigger to access all this pain within me, for it to come flooding up to the surface. I would have been doing my thing still of making videos every day and creating, and that would have just grown into something else, and I wouldn't have had the time to cultivate this kind of relationship I've cultivated with the wounded inner child within me. And so it is beautiful to see how God gave me this time out in my life as a creator, as a content creator, writer, whatever, to build this foundation, this rock solid fucking foundation that I'm building of this backbone, this integrity, this learning how to love all these places within me that 10 months ago I was looking for others. Here, you love this for me, I don't know how. And that's still been prevalent over these last 10 months, and it's slowly unraveling and working its way out. It's always been here, this woman will love all these parts of me that I don't know how to love, or this attention, or it used to be money and drugs and alcohol, but Kundalini takes those pretty quick. But yeah, then it just became, before my fall, it was really about attention and lust and like sexuality. Like I really wanted like like attractive women. Attention from attractive women has always been like my God, sex has been my God. And like that God, and not saying it's wrong or bad, but like that's a level of consciousness where sex and that kind of validation is your God. That's a level of consciousness. And it's just like these last 10 months, I've really started to bow before a new God of truth, this God of unconditional love that goes beyond needing or grasping or even wanting, that just is acting in service of, that's not trying to do things for a needy part. That's, in a sense, like it's not grasping. It's just, I'm here in this lifetime to serve, and to serve at the highest. It's like letting go of that consciousness of where sex is God, attention from women or whatever, it's God, or just attention in general. That can be a God, for so many. Even on the spiritual path, you can see it everywhere where it's like attention is like a God for a lot of us. And I'm not saying I'm like done with that consciousness. I can still see that there's some karmic unraveling to be done with it. This is why I turn my phone off for long periods. This is why I meditate for like 5 hours a day, so that I can be with the one who thinks it needs to go get love out here. So I can be like, no, there's this, my consciousness, the kundalini is like walking me to the back of this dark cave, and it's saying we're going to go all the way back in this dark cave into aloneness, into facing your own emptiness, into knowing who you really are. You're going to go to this dark, dark, dark cave all by yourself so that you can learn how to love you. And that you don't rely on anyone else for that. And that you don't need anyone else to love you in these certain areas that you've always looked for them to love you in. You can just be with you fully. And aloneness and solitude is enough. That's everything, right? Can we get to where Rumi's consciousness was to write all those poems? Like, this is where I feel my consciousness is like, it's like we're going all the way, we're not going to settle for something that's less than what could be in this lifetime. So yeah, this consciousness is like heal, like love yourself, like let go of wanting. Anyways, I'm really just trying to feel, this whole video is I'm trying to feel in the back where this wound is, and I'm trying to like let it speak, let it be seen, whatever it wants to say. I'm trying to just kind of get out of the way of it and not judge what wants to be seen or said or whatever. To not be worried about it, just like let it speak. And it just is a wound, and it hurts, and it's sad, and it's grieving, and it's scared, still clenching, but it loves you. I guess it just loves, and it's just waiting to be met with more and more love. So yeah, that's it.